with the questions. As always, I shuffle so that nobody gets the idea that, oh, the last question, I'll wait till the end to ask because then my question will be read first. Okay. The mind and the senses hold the body. Mind and the senses are the body. They are not the body, they are subtle body, yeah. Is this the subtle body? Yes. If so, does it have a boundary? Well, it doesn't have that's why it's subtle. Anything that is gross will have a boundary. Anything that is subtle, difficult to have a boundary. Subtle means it's much more pervasive than the gross one. Yeah. So, this must be from, this is the person's own notes, I think. Knowledge, Vastu Tantra. If the subject appears, how is it that the individual subject travels after death? Subtle body, yeah, subtle body. If karma is what guides one's life, what does it truly mean to choose a lifestyle? What point do we really have the freedom to choose one path or the other? Interesting question. So we have to see what karma is. Okay. What is karma? Results of action here is karma. Results of whose action? Which jiva's action? Your actions, correct? Or is it your neighbor's actions, the results of which you are getting? Your own actions. And those actions were done with a free will or not? So where is anything deterministic here? Those actions which were done freely, use of the free will was there. Those actions were freely done, and any action has the result. And the result of those actions were kept in abeyance, and now they are called karma. Your own actions, your own will freely used. So there is nothing deterministic about it. So you can't say everything in my life is because of the past, and I had a terrible past and I had a terrible past life. How do you know you had a terrible past life? I went to a psychic. Sidekick they are, that's all. And I went to a psychic and I found this, I have a terrible life. You can't blame the karma. Because karma is whose karma? Your own karma. You yourself did it. So you can't say, this is my karma. Because, and there's another reason you can't say. Why? Because, do you have free will or not? I don't know. Even to say, I don't know, you made a choice. You made a choice there to say, I don't know. Or you made a choice to say yes if you said yes. And you made a choice to say no if you said no. So that means that free will is there. Free will is there. And so now even if there is some effects of the karma in previous lives, they can be mitigated or neutralized by unleashing new karma. This adrishta phala goes and tackles that adrishta. It's just like a vaccine. You had COVID vaccine, we had. You had to take one, that was not enough, you had to take a booster, and then like this, and then flu vaccine you have to take every year. Because it can mutate into new what are they called? Variants. And so you need a booster. So what is in that vaccine? Nobody knows. And then what does it do? Nobody knows unless you are some kind of a doctor or immunologist or something like that. So, but what we do know is that this virus, usually the killed virus in the form of the vaccine, what does it do? Attacks that virus or the potential for it, it neutralizes that virus. And it's not enough to do one time, it has to be kept on doing year after year. See, here too, new karmas I unleash, whose the invisible results of of which attack the invisible results of the karma kept in abeyance from this or previous lives. That's all it is. And so you can choose a new lifestyle. You can say that this time I am going to use my free will to do this. Definitely you can say that, because only the will is truly free when you are praying or when you are doing some reaching out actions, and when you are studying Vedanta also by extension. Otherwise it's not a free will. You go shopping, it's not a free will, it's a bound will. Past samskaras are there. It's a habit. You go see a movie, again you think you are choosing, but actually you are not choosing. It's a force of habit. Or you feel agitated when you have nothing to do, therefore you go and sit in a theatre, movie theatre. So like this, there are actions that we do which are more or less not thought of, and more or less they are propelled by what the Bhagavad Gita calls binding desires. Desires that run away with you, desires that hijack you. You are driving the car and you think you are having a nice long drive in the countryside, and you are going like this, and a few desires come and say, can we also come for a ride? You say, sure, they look so small, cute, and not very dangerous in the beginning, okay? And then they all pile into the back seat, and some of them also pile into the front seat, and you say, okay, me and my desires going for a ride. Suddenly they take hold of the steering wheel, and the car makes a terrible screeching noise, and you're not sure whether you made that screeching noise or the car made the screeching noise, and then you are disabled from handling the car. And then what do they do? They gang up on you. They look small, but they are very dangerous. And then what do? They gag you, bind you, throw you in the trunk of the car, and then drive the car wherever they want. And we already know what is the car. The car is your body. And what is the steering wheel? Manaha. And who are you? Buddhi. Now Buddhi is locked in the trunk, and the desires are having a heyday. So this way, every action is from this sense of bondage. The will is never free. Every action is out of some pressure or the other. I have to look good, I have to look acceptable, I have to look approvable, I have to look famous. All these pressures are there. The only time where you don't come under pressure is in prayer, because you don't need to pray, but you are choosing to pray. The will is really free. You don't need to pray. You can go rob a bank, you can go yell at somebody, you can treat somebody badly, but instead you choose to pray. So, in this manner, we have to see that the will is free only in certain times. And those certain times we have to harness the will. The will is already free, also free in reaching out actions. And then the will is free when you pursue Vedanta, because you need not pursue Vedanta. In fact, it's a big pain in the neck. You have to come, you have to wear white, you have to do all these, even before you are accepted, you have to say yes to all the rules. And each year we add one new rule based on the previous experience of the student cohort. So you have to do all this. It's a pain in the neck. You have to take the time out of your life. You have to be here. And you have to get along with other people. And whether you like them or not, you have to smile and tolerate them and hope that they will go away. But they don't go away. And so, like this, it is not easy. But still you have chosen it. So that means there is a little bit of a will that is free there. So therefore, you have free will. Karma is not somebody reigning some effects of your life. There is nobody determining your life except your own actions done in the past. And what kinds of actions? Again, programmed actions. Actions are done out of pressure. Pressure created by binding desires. The kind we just talked about. The ones that throw you out of the car and then take the car and drive it into a ditch. Those kinds of desires. So therefore now these actions are righting actions. You are righting the wrongs that you have been doing, and so in that sense it is the desire for Shreyas, moksha is the only desire that can be fulfilled. We'll see that more tomorrow in the what class? Kaivalya class, Kaivalya Upanishad class. That is the only thing that can be fulfilled. All other desires, if you fulfill, it rears its head again and again and again and again. It rears its head. This is the only desire that can be fully fulfilled. So to choose this is choosing Shreyas. Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyametah. Both of them approach the human being. Tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. And the dhira, the person of wisdom, what do? The people of wisdom, they discern between the two and choose carefully. Shreyaha abhipreyaso vrinite dhiraha. The dhira chooses Shreyas over preyas. Preyo mandaha yogakshemat vrinite. This is a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, right? No. Okay. Just checking. So the dhira, the wise person, the discriminating individual, chooses Shreyas over preyas because it's very clear. One thing is very clear. If you choose moksha, all the other desires come along for free. It's included. It's a package deal. If you choose a discrete desire to fulfill, moksha is not included. Moksha is the whole, moksha is everything. Dhira knows that. So the wise person chooses Shreyas, and mandaha, the dull one, the tamasic one, the one who doesn't have discrimination, chooses preyas. If you choose prayers, you are saying pray for us. That's all you are doing. That's how to remember prayers, because no other option is available. So then, why does the manda, the one who is a little dull, not ready to make the proper choice, why does she or he choose prayers? They choose prayers yogakshemat, out of the fear of not getting what they want and out of the fear of not being able to protect what they have. This is what is called yogakshema. And so because of that, they make the wrong choice. So here, in choosing this lifestyle, you are making the correct choice, because as the Kathopanishad says, that when you choose Shreyas, prayas comes along. So it is not a random choice or a programmed choice. And besides, what else will you choose? You have to choose. The Guru is not going to come to you, come one, come all, to the Vedanta ball, who wants to study. The Guru is not going to stand in a street corner and call out. You have to choose. Oh, but you advertised on the website. Yeah, we advertise because there is a need. There is a need, people want to come, that's why we advertise. Otherwise, we are happy not advertising also. And speaking of advertisements, the next 3-month course is online, the advertisement of that. So you can look into that. So the teacher is not trying to solicit, what is that? I have to have students, that pressure is not there for the teachers. So therefore, the one who wants to study has to go to the teacher. And so that means what? That means making a choice. We make a choice all the time. You choose what to eat, you choose what not to eat, you choose what to wear. Not right now, but generally. You choose what to wear, you choose where to go, you choose who to talk to. All this you make a choice. And then when it comes to Vedanta, you say, oh my God, maybe yes, I should just see if God wants me to study Vedanta. Some people go like this. And I have had people say, if God, the eyes fly up for some reason. If God wants me to study Vedanta, then Bhagavan will call me. I don't have to do anything. Bhagavan will call. Dream on, darling. That's all I have to say. Yeah. That's all I have to say. Keep on dreaming. Bhagavan will call. I will accept even that attitude if you have the same attitude towards the lunch and towards the dinner. If I am supposed to eat, sit in your room, okay? Go to, after Bhagavad Gita class, go to your room, sit down and say, if I am supposed to eat, Bhagavan will bring me food. So here we are. We pursue everything with great passion, and when it comes to Vedanta, there is a sudden dispassion. Ye kya baat hai? Yeah, what is this? Not fair. So like this, we have to be clear. That's why the word Manda is interesting here, because Manda was the name of a devotee of Lord Krishna. Actually, his name was something else, but he had a renaming ceremony. You'll see why he was later on called Manda. He was a great bhakta, and then you may know the story also. Then a big flash flood came into town. And then they said, it is dangerous, please evacuate. The town crier came and said, here is a big boat, all of you get on the raft, we are going to a mountain, a place of safety. And then they all went, and then he said, no, I'm not going. And the wife and kids are saying, we are going to commit suicide. No, we are not going, we are Krishna Bhaktas. If Krishna wants to save us, Krishna will come. Another boat comes, the minister comes, he says, this is my personal boat, anybody got left out by this time? So when the first boat came, the water was up to here, now the water is up to here, glub, 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 they are going. And the wife and children abandon him and get into the minister's boat. This fellow, foolish fellow, says, no, I am going to wait for Krishna. Krishna will come. Minister is not Krishna, Krishna will come. And then finally the king and the queen, the royal boat comes. And anybody there, this man is shivering, standing on the terrace. There also the water is coming. Everything is being inundated. And he again says, bye, your majesty, I can't come with you. Krishna will come and save me. Glub, 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 Ram Naam Satya hai, finished. And then because of his good deeds, he goes straight to Vaikuntha, has a one-on-one, or he goes to perhaps Goloka Vrindavan, and then has a one-on-one with Krishna. He demands to see Krishna. He said, Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati, you wrote in the Bhagavad Gita, my devotee is never destroyed. You wrote in the Bhagavad Gita, and then what are you doing to me now? And you let me die. You didn't send anybody. You didn't come to, save me. Krishna said, I think we have to change your name to Manda. Who sent the first boat? Who sent the second boat? Who sent the third boat? Royal boat. You could have come in a nice, wonderful yacht. You said no to all of them. Therefore, from now on, your name will be Manda. So same here, the choice is there, and the choice has to be made, because we do keep choosing things. Despite things that are karmic, there are choices to be made, because free will is an important thing here. in the Upanishad class, Swamiji said every object in the world is associated with fear. Can you please elaborate? Yeah, it's not very difficult, because if you look at something, you want something. And when you want something, you're afraid you will not get it. That's, and that is a big problem. Fear comes because you won't get it, you can't get it. Why can't you get it? It belongs to somebody else, so you can't have it, or it's out of budget, too costly, that's why you can't have it. So these are all causes of fear and sorrow, not just fear, sorrow also. And then suppose you do get it, then also you are frightened. How do I protect it? How do I keep it in a safe place so that nobody else will take it? So there is chora bhaya, there is a fear of thieves, the fear of somebody taking it away. And so suddenly when somebody wins the lottery ticket, becomes super rich overnight. Before at least they were poor, but they were able to sleep very well. Now they are not able to either eat or sleep. It happens. And so everything is associated with fear, everything is finite, because everything is finite. And that is the cause of fear. That's how we have this saying, be careful what you wish for, because you may get it. And that itself is a frightening prospect, because again we don't know how to choose. We don't know what is good for us. We make the wrong and finite choices all the time. But you can ask him, when he takes satsang, you can ask him again. A Jivan Mukta still has prarabdha karma coming. If this karma doesn't get exhausted, will the Jivan Mukta have to be reborn? Okay, so Jivan Mukta does not have prarabdha. This is kind of a kotidvayam. Two kinds of logic we can see from the standpoint of the Jivan Mukta herself or himself, and from the standpoint of the onlookers who are not Jivan Muktas. From the standpoint of the Ajnani, there is one reality, and that is called Vyavaharika reality, the empirical reality. And from the standpoint of the Jnani, there is absolute reality. What is that reality? Paramarthika. Paramarthikam Sat. So where does the Jnani live? Jnani lives in Vyavaharika or Paramarthika? Paramarthika. Jnani lives in Paramarthika. Jnani does not live in Vyavaharika. So then the Paramarthika life, living in Paramarthika means what? What does it mean? Not having body identification, not having body consciousness. I am the body, this is my body, that is not there even. You could see that in the way Pujya Swamiji walked. If somebody was not with him, he would run into a tree or a building, because he didn't feel like this was his body. And so one day I was with him and I couldn't hold, I was just lagging behind little bit. Somebody called me or something like that, and then he tripped and almost fell. So then I said, so sorry Swamiji, I just missed holding you. And he said, yeah, this has to be taken care of. Something like that he said. So it is like that. The Jnani doesn't think I am this body. So when Pujya Swamiji was not feeling well or something like that, 10 doctors would stand in a circle with their various pills, potions. Take this, take this, take this, take this. And then he would, one big glass of water will be there. And he would just take few. He didn't even ask, what is this? What are the side effects of this? What will happen if he would just take? Finished. And then somebody would say, Swamiji, you shouldn't have taken those too. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing will happen. So like this, from the standpoint of a Jnani, there is no prarabdha karma. Because the prarabdha karma is centered on what? The body. There is no body. For him or for her, there is no body. And since the body is not there, then there is no karma. There is a body, but they don't claim this body, this is aham, this is me, like that they don't claim the body. And so, this is from the Jnani standpoint, there is no prarabdha for the Jivan Mukta. From the Ajnani standpoint, the Ajnani sees, oh, Jnani is getting old, Jnani is in a wheelchair, Jnani had heart attack, Jnani had kidney failure. This is what they say. And they see the deteriorating health of the body, which they attribute to the Jnani. You see how the transference is taking place. So, and then what do they say? Jnani has prarabdha. Jnani doesn't have prarabdha. How do we know? Mundakopanishad says, Tasmin drishte paravare kshiyante cha asya karmani. All the karmas of this person are resolved. And if you know Sanskrit, what do we know? It has singular and then dual and then plural. So if we were talking only two karmas are going to be neutralized in the wake of this knowledge, so it should say karmani, kshiyante cha asya karmani, karma karmani karmani. So it should have used the dual. But what does it use? Plural. That means more than two. That means prarabdha is also gone. Prarabdha is as though there from the standpoint of the onlookers, because the body survives Atmajnanam. The body does not perish at the time of Atmajnanam. So the body is there for people to interact with and worship the Jnani, love the Jnani up, and then want to be close to the Jnani. All this there is there. There is a holy presence for us to enjoy and for us to have as a role model, for us to worship, for us to see what are the lakshanas of this Jnani, how can I behave like this, how can I conduct myself like this. And so like the lakshanas, the way the Jnani moves in the world becomes sadhanas for the rest of the people. And so it is a joy to be around the Jnani. So the Jnani lives after the prarabdha, after Atmajnanam, the body is in accordance to some other law. So the body being in accordance to the law of karma and falling at its allotted time is a non-incident for the Jnani. Because why? The Jnani has emerged from the awareness I am body long time back. That is why. In dream state, sense organs don't function. But touching, alarm clock and other things can integrate themselves into a dream. Also, can they wake us up? Yeah, the dream can wake you up, especially if it is alarming. Okay? Yes, speaking of alarm clocks. Yeah, alarm clock, when you touch and try to throw the alarm clock as far away from the bed as possible because you're not ready to get up, then that means what? You are half awake. You are not fully asleep. If you are fully asleep, you would not hear the alarm clock. So then, the dream also can wake one up. Correct. In deep sleep, mind and sense organs don't function. Yet again, touches, sounds can be perceived and wake me up. That's always a mystery. So, if one is sleeping and somebody calls the name and they wake up, how do they wake up? Bhagavan, really. Sleep is part of the mystery of prarabdha karma. Those with good punya, good prarabdha karma, get very good sleep. And therefore it is papa karma to wake up anyone who sleeps. Therefore, if people sleep in the class, I don't wake them up. Because if they are enjoying their punya, who am I? Yeah. Who am I to wake anybody up? So sleep is because of fantastic prarabdha. Okay? And there was also a friend of Pujya Swamiji, another sadhu, and poor thing had arthritis. He was also in the same area, which was all full of small huts. And this Babaji, Mahatmaji, this Baba, everybody called him Babaji. This Babaji could not even walk. He had terrible pain in his knees, in his hips. And he would drag himself to the place where they gave bhiksha, Kali Kamli Wala. There is a bhiksha station, and then there he would bring food enough for himself and also for his disciple. This was ulta, this was all upside down. This is like Shirshasana in terms of seva. Who should serve who? Who should serve who? Disciple should serve Guru. But here Guru was bringing this because that fellow was always asleep. So one day Pujya Swamiji told him, Babaji, why don't you wake that fellow up and send him? He is young, he is in his 20s and he has nothing to do and he is sleeping. And he said, no, he is enjoying his good karma. Who am I? Who am I to wake him up? And by the time he naturally gets up, the bhiksha place will be closed. So I don't want him to go hungry. I am going anyway, so I bring for him. Very, very compassionate. So, but the mechanism of how one wakes up from deep sleep has been quite a bit studied in the Upanishad also. And then in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is one analysis of the sleep state. I have forgotten, I don't remember. I did look it up a long time ago, but I have forgotten. So if anybody is interested, I will look it up again and tell you. But right now I don't remember. But there is a certain element of Maya Shakti, there is certain element of Prarabdha operating. What is Hiranya Garbha? That is Ishvara along with the potential to create. The creative potential is Hiranyagarbha. That is why likened to the dream state. Taijasa, dreamer, is equated to who? Hiranyagarbha. In many mantras, so many questions. This is a 2-page question. Okay. Let's have a bhajan break. Who will come? Yeah. BB. Time for BB. Come. You can sit there. Oh, this is bringing instrument. Very nice. Yeah. You need somebody to hold the mic for you? Yeah? Yeah. He'll give the stand. Your own composition. Your own composition.
Kind of.
Yeah, I thought of it. When she started to sing, this is, I am not the buddhi, this buddhi is not mine. I said, okay, this has come from her buddhi only, I said.
Something from Shivananda.
Something from Shivananda. Okay, yeah. A collaborative effort. Okay. Now that we are duly fortified, let's see the 2-page question. In many mantras, including the Shanti mantra, we invoke various devatas for protection or as a spiritual shield. However, it seems to me that all Devis, Devatas are inherently protective by nature, and our approach should be one of gratitude. Sometimes these protective mantras may create a subtle fear in the mind that if one does not chant them, something bad may happen. Could you kindly shed light on why such protective invocations are made and what is the true purpose of calling the deities? Yeah, you have to call. Call means only when you call, then Bhagavan will come, because yes, they are inherently protective, and if you already feel that they are protective and they are protecting you, then that person, for that person you don't need to chant. That means there is already some security, as is expressed in the Taittiriya Upanishad. 2 levels of security are expressed. Na bibheti kadachana iti. This is the first level of security. And what does that mean? The person is not afraid because one feels at any time, because one sees the protective hand of Bhagavan on their head. So there is, because of their status as a bhakta, because of their prayer, because of the rich spiritual inner life that they have cultivated, they are not freaked out, and they are not constantly in fear. The second level, the ultimate level of security, na bibheti kutaschana iti. This is how it is expressed. Kutaschana means there is no source of any fear. Because fear of, the word fear takes the preposition of. Of means some other should be there. Here there is no other. The person says, I am everything. I am Sarvatma. I am the whole Jagat. I am non-separate from Ishvara. All the jivas are myself alone. For such a person, what is there to be afraid of? Who should be afraid? How should they be afraid? There is no fear. And so this way, we work from no security to the first level of security, to the ultimate second level, the last level of security. So if there is no security, then one is already afraid. And so only when you call, you get a response. You call and then you get a response. And otherwise Bhagavan will think you are okay. That's the whole idea. So if you are not, Bhagavan comes when there is a call. That is what it is. And so they are already protective. That's why all the devatas have so many weapons and everything. And we can even say perhaps that they are watching over the jivas. We can even say that it's a good bhavana to have. But then there is no harm in saying, you call and then you get this. That's why the Hare Rama mantra, Hare Rama, Hare means it's a call. Hari, vocative, is what? Hare. You're calling. And in that calling, there is something very beautiful, because you are acknowledging you need help. You're not taking the help for granted. Hey, you're supposed to protect. Keep protecting. You're not taking the help lightly. You're valuing the help. You're calling for the help. There is a humility there. There is a yearning there. There is a longing there. There is a longing to belong over there. And so then the call, even if it's a desperate call, like Draupadi in the Mahasabha, in this big assembly, she's being disrobed by this stupid fellow. What was his name? Dushasana. Dushasana literally means badly behaved. Yes. I think his mom must have named him Sushasana, but it got changed because of bad behavior. Here he is disrobing somebody else's wife because he says, I won you in the game of dice, which was again loaded because of Mr. Shakuni. And so therefore, and here he is trying to remove her sari. And she looks at all the husbands and they are all having a foolish, helpless expression on their face. 5 husbands, not a single one is able to come to her help. And then she calls out, Krishna, are you going to let this happen? Are you watching this? Up till then he doesn't intervene. When she calls, he is there. He is there. And the very fact, they know what you need, and it doesn't matter what you need. It's like it's already there. The call has been done. Hare. So you just say Hare. You don't say, okay, give me this, give me that. You just say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You're calling out. Hare, it's vocative. You're calling out. And Pujya Swamiji used to explain this mantra very hilariously. He used to say, it's just like going in an overnight train in India. You're fast asleep. And then there is the man who gets on the train with a aluminium kettle and some glasses, paper glasses or these mud glasses, whatever it is. Who is this fellow? Yeah. But we don't know whether he has tea or coffee, we don't know. And that fellow is very clever. So in the train that Pujya Swamiji was taking one time, Swamiji was awake, but everybody else was asleep. So Swamiji said, the man did not say coffee. The man did not say tea. What did he say? Eee. And then half asleep. We don't know how they woke up according to the last question. So there was a little bit of a mystery. Somehow the sleeping person woke up to the words Eee. Coffee. Coffee. And then the man in the other compartment upstairs, he is waking up, tea, tea. Only one kettle. Okay. Very enterprising fellow. Made a lot of money because in the early morning, if you want coffee and you are given tea, you don't care. You just wanted something hot. That's all, just to wake up and keep the sleep away, you want something. Same thing if you are a coffee drinker, you don't care if it's tea or if it's coffee, something has gone down the throat, that's all is needed. So this way he made a lot of money, everybody wanted it. So like that, this E is like a Hare Rama. And so whatever comes, whatever grace comes at that time is very, very welcome. Very, very welcome, because when I call, then only the response will come. So nothing wrong in calling. Who else will you call? You can't call the neighbor. They have their own problems. They will say, please find somebody else. You can't call your BFF. Who is BFF? Best friend forever. Yeah. The B will go and the one F will go. Only friend will remain if you keep bothering them. There's only one place, one source you can go. That source which doesn't need anything from you. And people have ideas, oh, you should not ask Bhagavan small things. Like what? Like a job. Somebody said. If somebody says that, you tell them, you give me a job, then I will not ask Bhagavan. Simple. Yeah, you give me the job. Simple. But nothing is too small or too big for the altar, that is the altar of surrender, which is totally limited. By whose grace we breathe, in whose grace we live. It's just beautiful. The whole thing is very beautiful. So don't be shy to invoke. Nothing will happen. It will not create a fear-based mentality. And that is again a certain habit pattern which I see sometimes, that people think, if I don't do this, something bad will happen. It's nothing to do with the protective power of the deities. It has to do with my own mind, which I have to calm down. And see that I am invoking for myself. I am not invoking for their sake. If I am invoking them for their sake, then I should feel bad if I don't invoke them. But if I invoke them for my sake, then I am invoking them for me. So then why will they feel angry? They will not feel angry. Okay, this is a anthropomorphization of devatas. Oh, this I thought was the same question, another question, doesn't matter. According to Vedanta, each organ of action and perception is presided over by a devata. At the same time, Vedanta also teaches both the gross and the subtle bodies are insentient by nature and illumined by the presence of the Atman. In that case, why the scripture attributes specific deities to various parts of the body, when it is the Atman alone that illumines everything? Correct. Atman alone illumines everything. The Atman is what is that? It becomes too abstract. It becomes too abstract to say the light of consciousness reveals everything and blesses the sense organs to function. So we see that same Ishvara from three standpoints. Adi, Adhyatma, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Same Ishvara. We can illustrate this through a simple example. Air. The air that is around us, we say, you are Bhagavan. You are Bhagavan in the form of Adi Bhautika, which is available to me. All I have to do is move my hand like this and I feel you. Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. You are the only Brahman incarnate that I will know. Namaste to you. And then the same air which is right here, I take a deep breath. What has happened to that air? Vayu has become Purana. It has become my prana. And there is another Veda Vakya that says, Prano vai Ishvaraha. That prana is also what? Ishvara. And so now what happened? How did the Vayu get converted into prana? The Adi Bhautika became what? Adhyatmika. Then again I breathe out Adi Bhautika again. Then the air is insentient, as you clearly put it in your question. The air is insentient. The air doesn't have the volition that, okay, I'm going to bless this fellow's body with oxygen and all these things and keep this person alive. And neither does the air have dvesha. This person has lived for 60 years. What have they accomplished? I'm going to come out and never go back again. It doesn't happen. There is a law. There is a law that connects the Adi Bhautika to the Adhyatmika, and that law is called Adi Daivika, Ishvara, in the form of that which connects the Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika. So everything is Ishvara, but from the standpoint of the law, we say Adi Daivika. That is also Ishvara. Adhyatmika is also Ishvara. Adi Bhautika is also Ishvara. So we have a very, very, very fine, sophisticated understanding of Ishvara, so that we can pray very purposefully. Pujya Swamiji used to joke, every other tradition has a sprayer, a general prayer, like how you douse something with a hose pipe. Our tradition has prayer. So, for example, the reason why we have these devatas and their uses, supposing you have a problem in the eyes, you don't have to invoke Ishvara in general. Why? You can invoke Ishvara in particular. The sun, which is the deity, Surya Bhagavan, that blesses the eyes to see, that consciousness alone in the form of Surya Bhagavan blesses the eyes to see, and then that is how we understand it. So we chant Aditya Hridayam, 32 verses or something. It is all for the Sun Bhagavan, and we chant that, and then there is a remarkable difference in the healing of the eyes. If somebody has had a surgery, eye surgery, or any eye problem, this is what is chanted. It's very, very nice. And so like this, we can have more devatas. We can have pancreas devata, kidney devata, we can have all kind, lung devata, heart devata, we can have. So any problem anywhere can be addressed through prayer, locally rather than globally. That is how. Enough. We'll see this tomorrow. One more announcement I wanted to make. This is around the time we make this announcement. Generally, it is customary